Just like you, I'm trying to make sense out of all of this crypto news. I just found a video that I think I want to share with you and kind of break down. It's this theory that Bitcoin is actually a Trojan horse. It's been used and planted within the minds of consumers and I guess big banks and the federal government as something that is actually good, something that can be built on. It is the shiny object placed in front of the public to say, hey, pay attention, wake up, snap out of it. Guys, let's talk about this. This video that I just came across right here, it's actually pretty interesting, saying that Ripple XRP was the plan all along. Now again, I'm trying to make sense out of this just like you are, so don't think I'm speaking at you, I'm speaking with you. So whatever you got to say regarding what I'm telling you, put it down in the comments. So this way we can all make sense of all of this, right? Because who doesn't love a good conspiracy talking about this was the plan, that Bitcoin was the Trojan horse, essentially brought in as the disguise, while XRP is the main engine that's going to power this whole thing. Now, something I want to make mention here is that I think a lot of times as you're trying to make sense of cryptocurrency, at least for me, is you hear this kind of this rhetoric of cryptocurrency can possibly change fiat currency, meaning that if I transact in US dollars, perhaps I won't do that so much anymore, right? Because cryptocurrency is going to do away with the dollar, and then we're going to have our own type of banking monetary system that's apart from government regulation, which for me couldn't be further from the truth, especially now with this new Trump administration, especially with him just issuing this warning to any of the participants around the world trying to bring the value of the dollar down or not to recognize it as the global exchange of currency. Wherever you go, the power of the dollar is recognized. Any nation trying to deface that will actually be facing a 100% tariff should they want to do business with the United States. So if you're looking for cryptocurrency to somehow be the savior of currency, at least for the next 4 years, it's not happening. Not under Trump, not under his watch. The power of the dollar, he's strengthening it or plans to strengthen it. We'll see what happens. And again, as this unfolds, we're all learning about it together. There's no like historical facts here that can say whether this is going to happen or not, because this is all future technology, future plans. So the theory in this video right here says, and I'll link it down below if you really want to dive into it, or I could give you the meat and potatoes right here. Because I'm that kind of guy. I'll do that for you. I know a guy. We'll do this. We'll make this happen. I have my people call your people. Anyway, the theory is that Bitcoin was brought in to bring mass adoption, which it did. It actually did bring mass adoption. You see with the ETFs now, making it to where now the everyday mom and pop, everyone knows about it, right? Literally, mom and pop do know about this. Everyone, as they say, everyone and their grandmother now knows about it, literally, including your uncle. You know who he is. Even that guy knows about it. He knows about it more than anybody, right? It's like, dang, I didn't know you was on this. Anyway, the theories is that Bitcoin was brought in to now allow for mass adoption of perhaps what's really going to be the catalyst for currency and exchange, which is going to be XRP. Now, we saw that Bitcoin actually brought on regulation, which allowed a lot of people saw it as a bad thing. Like, ooh, now Bitcoin was made to be decentralized, and now the government or big banks and institutions want to regulate it. But guess what? That was a good thing. If there was no regulation, there was no adoption. And then Bitcoin would kind of be this mysterious thing in the background, which oddly enough, I found out about Bitcoin. Today is 12/5/24. I found out about this around this time in 2012 when the price of Bitcoin was $13, and I found out about it in the weirdest way. Quick story. The first time I heard about Bitcoin was 800 feet underground. Yes, you heard that right. 800 feet underground. I was working in New York City on the construction project of Water Tunnel number 3. And a guy that I was working with, essentially we're mining, right? We're mining these tunnels. A guy that I was with, good guy, may he rest in peace. He's not with us anymore, but he said to me, he goes, listen, bro, this thing Bitcoin, he goes, I don't know about it, but my girl's mining it. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? And this guy wasn't like the most reliable source for information. He had a little issue with some struggles that he was having personally, mentally, taking medications, things like that. So he wasn't the most reliable source, but he was a good source of information at the same time. Everyone knows a guy like that. You know, he's not the most up and up guy, but he's usually not wrong either. So anyway, he goes, listen, bro, Bitcoin, my girl's mining it. I didn't even know what that meant. He goes, bro, you got to get some. It's this digital currency thing, and it's going to be big. This was 2012. It was $13. I looked at him. I said, yo, bro, whatever you're on right now is good, and go somewhere and let it wear off. Because you talking about mining currency, and we're mining tunnels right now. We're like literally about to, no, bro, stop. And I immediately dismissed it as not a thing. Fast forward till today, the price is over 100,000. At that time, it was $13. So anyway, the point is that crypto has been making its ways in the public's kind of whisperings in the background. I mean, I even heard about it in a tunnel 800 feet underground. So here we are now, and it's over 100,000. And I think that what's happened is that Bitcoin has now opened the public's eyes to this thing, which we're not even sure really what it is. You want to call it a store of wealth, digital gold, whatever you want to refer to it as. I don't even think that people are 110% sure of exactly what it is. Because like you say digital gold is something that I can see. This ring, this is gold. I can hold this. I could bring this somewhere. I could pawn this. I could melt this. This will be worth something on an exchange. There's a rate to this. But now Bitcoin's kind of up in the sky. It's kind of like pie in the sky. So people are beginning to trust this digital pie in the sky and place hundreds of millions of dollars. Look at Michael Saylor, constantly buying into Bitcoin with the bet that it's going to go to who knows what the prediction is these days. But I know that in 2012 it was $13. Today it's 100. It's 100 and over 100,000, 102,000. But the point is this: is that now that it's been adopted, it's been accepted. Not so much the Bitcoin, but the blockchain. That's what's been accepted. The use case for the blockchain, the use case for digital transacting or storage of wealth, if you will, and trusting in that. Because if you think about it, Bitcoin is not, number one, going to take over like the dollar or the pound or the euro. It's not going to replace that, which I think a lot of people, including myself, I was a little kind of confused with that. Like, oh, maybe this will take over. We don't have to use the dollar anymore. That'd be nice. No one could boss us around. Well, that's not it, because clearly Bitcoin is cumbersome and slow, and it's not the best thing to transact in. Maybe to store hundreds of millions in, keep your fingers crossed it doesn't go anywhere. The cloud doesn't poof disappear with those hundreds of millions. But the call and the cry was for some sort of revolution in currency and transaction. And I don't think it's really the transaction, the P2P, the person to person. You know, because we already have things that take care of that. We have debit cards, we have credit cards, we have Cash App, we have Zelle. I mean, the list goes on and on. So person to person, P2P, not a problem. We can transact quickly without an issue, right? When you go to Walmart and you swipe your card, it goes through. You don't wait forever. So that's fine. But I think the bigger play, and the play that's been kind of in the backgrounds, and that a company like in particular XRP has been dealing with, are the regulations associated with this new type of transactional currency. And not so much the transaction of P2P, person to person, but business to business, large sums, or institution to institution, country to country, right? So that's, I think, where XRP is going to come in and really shine, because that is a very cumbersome process. That is a process that needs to be revamped, if you will. Right? So I could see that happening. And then also the other part of that is the P2P work too, because the transaction fees are fractions of a cent. Whereas, you know, credit cards, debit cards, they always have some hidden sort of fee. Nothing, you never get something for nothing, if you know what I mean. So I can see that. Now, this whole idea with Bitcoin being the Trojan horse, I can see that. Maybe not intentionally, but it's kind of working out that way, because Bitcoin was at the forefront fighting the good fight, while XRP and Ripple was fighting this war and it wasn't a war, but it was clarification on regulation. And they've always been from the beginning wanting to be on the up and up with regulation, always be on the up and up with transparency, especially now with this presidency. We've got Trump, who's hot about cryptocurrency. And why? Because it just makes sense, right? Lowering fees to transact makes sense. Faster processing times makes sense, okay? But it's not going to happen at the expense of the dollar. So if that's something that perhaps was in your mind, because it was kind of in my mind for a while, like, wow, is crypto going to take over and the dollar is going to disappear? No. Well, not at least in the next 4 years while Trump has a say-so in that. So my question is this, guys. Do you see Bitcoin as the Trojan horse? Hoist. It's kind of a hoist. The Trojan horse. Do you see it as the distraction? Do you see it as what was necessary to bring it to mainstream's attention, and then something like Ripple XRP or something of the likes, you name the coin, is the future of finance? All right, and really quickly before I let you go, I just want to dive into the comment section on this video because, of course, it's not just my opinion. I'm interested in what the public's opinion is. I want to see what you guys have to say, so let's dive into it. And by the way, the name of this video is Ripple XRP was the plan all along. If you want to check it out, check it out. Good video. Seems like a knowledgeable guy. But anyway, let's just jump into the comments. Top comment here was the takeaway. Buy XRP ASAP. Perhaps, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Actually, 251 people agree with him, and there was 33 replies. Hold on. See, this is why I do this. Right away. No. Another guy says foolish. Someone else says done. That's why I love the comments, because it's like such a mixed bag, right? Because this is all like opinions. You'll find out it's a bait and switch to XLM/SHX. I'm telling you, this guy's crazy here. Someone else says the takeaway. Welcome to your digital prison that you will willingly accept because of greed. People going crazy with this. Investing in our demise. Yo, I'm telling you, yo, the comments are actually the best part of these videos. I'm gonna have to dive into these a little deeper next time. Here we go. Invest in humanity's demise. Might as well get paid as the AI and digital tentacles tighten their stranglehold on what's left of this physical world. Can't beat them. Join them. 13 likes. What? The tentacles? The digital. That's a good one. The digital tentacles. I have never heard that one. I will have to keep that in mind, that there are digital tentacles like an octopus out here grabbing for our soul. Wow. I think no matter how much we hold, we all wish we had more. I know I certainly do. Yeah, I guess it's never enough. That's that whole I want more. Get in my belly mentality. Why do you think no one knows who started BTC? Great question. That's like saying who shot Kennedy? You're never gonna get to the bottom of it, so let's not even go down that rabbit hole. Or like who's better? Biggie Smalls or Tupac? Better rapper. That could go on forever. So let's not go there. Let's see. You do not know about XRP. Do your research. That's what I'm doing. So hopefully nobody says to me like, this guy. Bro, I'm saying it right now. I'm trying to learn with the rest of everyone else, because not even you know everything, which you might think you do. All right, moving along. We got Sweet P 6230 says, I remember when Bitcoin first came out on the scene. It was super controversial. Most people were saying it was a scam. I wish I would have bought it then. XRP is giving me the same vibes as when Bitcoin first came around. 31 people agree with that. What y'all think? Get you some of that Bitcoin while you can. Then someone actually replied and said, the history of Bitcoin repeats itself with XRP. People or the ego. Ooh, I love it when we get into this ego talk. We bring in self-psychology into this. I'm telling you, this is psychological warfare. The history of Bitcoin repeats itself with XRP. People or the ego are afraid of changes / innovations, which is true. I give you that. At the beginning of the internet, no one took it seriously. We don't need that, we said. It's impossible to imagine a world without the internet. I pump my bags full this next year's. This person's going to pump their bags full. Wow. That's a good one. Pump my bag. I pump gas. I pump air into maybe a basketball tire. But I like that. Pump my bags full the next year's. And there's the timer to the laundry. That's all the time I got. The dryer went off. That's the buzzer. Guys, there you have it. Listen, have your people call my people. We'll do lunch. Until then, do whatever you want.